Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a little review on a palette I got at Walmart. It was on sale. It's a Burt's Bees palette. It is called Blooming Desert. Got some pretty shades in here. Open it up. Got these shades here, and it's my first time trying it out, and I'm gonna see how it looks, take you guys along with me. So I'm getting ready to head out. I thought, why not just go ahead and do a little video of this look and then go about my day. So without further ado, I will start with my foundation because I have already washed, moisturized, prepped my face. So I'm good to go. And I will be starting out with my My Minerals foundation in the shade Feisty. It is a powder foundation that I really enjoy. It gives a nice, I would say about medium to full coverage. It's a really easy formula to work with. I'm going to start with my Real Techniques buffing brush and then just start buffing this into my skin. Looks like I had quite a bit on my brush there, but what's the beauty about the buffing brush is it'll work that right in. Just continuing to buff my foundation in here. I had a blemish here pop up I'm not a big fan of, but my foundation's doing pretty well at covering that up. Alright, now that I've got my foundation buffed in, see what I can do to cover up my blemishes here with some concealer. Just run a little bit in the areas I want to conceal. And then with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, I will go ahead and buff that in. Now to move on to my eyes, I am going to take some of my loose nude mineral powder as a base for my lids, using my Real Techniques base shadow brush, and just go ahead and take that all over my lid. I'm now going to take the lightest color here in my Burt's Bees palette, and again with the same brush, the base shadow brush, and work that all over my lid as well. This is a pretty neutral color. It's just a shade different than my base that I used for my primer. It's pretty. It's a little lighter. Let's continue to work that over my other lid. Now with my crease brush, I am going to go with this second color here. It's kind of like a really pretty, like burnt orange color. Go ahead and work that, start working that into my crease. So just build this up. It's kind of starting pretty light, but I'll go ahead and just see where we go with it and build it up here. I'm going to go in with the darkest color here at the bottom in the palette, and using the same, so I know it's my crease brush, but it's Central Crease Brush from Real Techniques, and I'm gonna work that into the outer corners of my eye. Looks like I'm gonna have to build this up quite a bit. It's not as pigmented as my other palette, my Minerals palette that I absolutely love. This one definitely takes a bit more work here. Subtle changes. Continue to build this up though. Work it on my other eye. I'm also going to take a little bit of that darker shade underneath my eye. Alright, and now I think I'm going to take a little bit of that lighter shade back on my base shadow brush and run a little bit here underneath my eye toward the inner corner. Yeah, so it's definitely subtle, a subtle palette. Like the shades are definitely just kind of really neutral. And then I'm now going to go in with some eyeliner, some brown eyeliner. It is an Absolute Brown from Hippie Chick Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and apply some of that toward on my upper lash line here. Gonna flick my eyeliner out just a bit, kind of give it a little bit more there on the outer corner of my eye. I'm also going to take my liner just a little bit underneath as well. I got my eyeliner on. I went ahead and started on this side with my bronzer. I'm using a honey bronzer today. And I was working that onto my cheeks. This bronzer has a lot of shimmer, but it buffs out really nicely. I'll take some up here on my forehead, on the sides here, my hairline, sides, my chin. Make sure to blend that down the neck. Take a little bit down the sides of my nose. I'm just taking my buffing brush and I'm just going to buff the areas that need a little bit more blending. I'm now going to go in with a little bit of blush. It is in the shade Jubilee. Really pretty pink. And I'm going to go ahead and use, again, my blush brush and apply that to the apples of my cheeks. Now I'm going to apply some mascara before I do my concealer under my eyes. It is in black. Alright, now that I've got my mascara applied, I am going to take my Real Techniques setting brush and go ahead and set those areas that I concealed earlier. Using, again, my Nude Loose Mineral Powder. I'm also going to take a little bit of my concealer. I don't think I mentioned it before, but it's a Physicians Formula Concealer Twins. And I will be running a little bit of that underneath my eyes. Just a little bit to brighten that up. I'll be using my Deluxe Crease Brush to go ahead and work that in. I'm just going to go back in with my setting brush with a little bit of that loose mineral powder and set my under eye area. Right, now that that's complete, I'm going to go ahead and go in with some highlighter, and I will be using out of my Minerals palette this color here in Star Luster. Just going to go ahead and place a little bit of that on my brow bone. A little bit down the nose. Here on my forehead. My Cupid's bow. Across the tops of my cheeks. A little bit on my chin. And I'm also going to go in, my mascara is catching. I'm going to go in with a little bit of this Apple Blossom here, color here, and also go across, take a little bit across the tops of my cheekbones as well. is really pretty. Now that I'm finished with my highlighter, I am going to go ahead and do my brows, and I will be using from my eyeshadow palette as well this color Sable right here, and using my e.l.f. Duo brush, angle brush, and spoolie. I'm gonna go ahead and brush my brows up. And then fill them in. Brows are done. Now we'll move on to the lip, and sticking with our Burt's Bees theme, I will be starting with this color right here. It's a Burt's Bees lip crayon in the color Niagara Overlook. I'm just gonna pop some of that on. So I could leave it like this, but I am going to add a little bit of shimmer with also a Burt's Bees lip shimmer in the shade Peony. Go ahead and apply that over the top. I really like these ones because they have like the mint, like the original Burt's Bees chapstick. It's one of my favorites. Alright, so there you have it, the finished look. I think it turned out pretty well. It's definitely like a nice, just subtle, you know, browns and neutral colors. I don't like that it's not very pigmented, but it, you know, I do really like the way it ended up turning out. It's just a nice kind of everyday look if you want to go for that. If you like what you see here, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd like to see any other look done, and I can hopefully create that for you. There's also other videos on my channel, so you can take a look at how, like a more in-depth of how I did my brows, and I've got some other ones, so go ahead and take a look. In the meantime, I will be thinking of other things to put up, and let me know what you think. Bye!